Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Talking Toku, the only podcast where we talk about sci-fi monsters and dinosaur adventures. I am your host, David.
Hey, what's up? I'm Brian.
Wow.
What's up? Hi.
That was
We're
so
back.
cool. That was such a cool, casual
Yeah.
introduction, Brian. You're so cool.
Yeah, hey guys.
Look at you.
How we-
You're just
Oh,
a
how's
you're
it
just a
going? Hey,
chill guy.
You know, it's 4:20 right now.
Is it 4:20?
It's
Oh
4:20.
yeah, it's 4:20
It
for
is
you.
exactly 4:20 for me right
It's
now.
7:20, but that's because that's how time zones work. But it is 4:20 for one of us at least, so it is
Wow,
pretty
that
cool.
really sucks. That really sucks for you
I know,
not being at 4:20.
Not being in the cool time. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does kind of suck. It's making me kind of sad. Should just end this episode prematurely just because I'm so upset. All right, goodbye.
That was really stupid.
Brian, our entire show is stupid. I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah. So what were we talking about today?
We're talking about a movie.
Doing another review.
Yeah.
Another one.
Yeah, we've been going hard on the reviews. I want to get out of it, but I don't have the mental energy to expend on thinking of what to talk about, and B, actually talking about whatever it is we would have decided to talk about. So reviews are easy. They're easy to get out and pump out. We're doing it. So yeah.
Let's get to the news, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, should we say what exactly movie we're talking about? Or are we gonna keep everyone
they
in
already
suspense?
know. They had to read the description.
And I mean, not unless the description, more the title. I'd be shocked if anyone reads the description.
Or yeah, then just the title.
What if? But
You know.
what? Yeah, we'll run an experiment. If you do read the description, I'm gonna put something cool. Something. It's maybe not something cool, but just something in the description, and you have to do something to prove that you read the description. I don't know what that is yet. I'll figure it out when I'm editing this tomorrow, and then we'll see how many people actually read the description.
Two things are gonna happen.
What?
One, you're gonna forget to do that.
I won't.
And then two, you are gonna do it, and nobody is gonna do it.
I won't forget because I will hear this exact conversation tomorrow when I'm editing, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I was gonna do that, and then I'll actually do it. And then that second thing that you mentioned, that will happen. Yes, absolutely. No one will do it.
Okay. Well, as long as we're on the same page. On
Yes.
That one.
All right. Cool.
Off to a strong start on this episode.
We always are, Brian. We always are. But tell us what's going on in the news.
Today,
that was
as
an
of
exasperated
today,
sigh.
you know what? It was the exact noise I made when you sent this to me.
Honestly, that's fair. That's a fair point.
Fucking Godzilla's in Fortnite. You did it, guys. Congratulations.
Yep.
Everything is in Fortnite now.
Technically, I don't think it's been officially announced, but the poster for it leaked. Godzilla is officially being added to the greatest video game of all time, Fortnite. It's unclear in what capacity he will be in. Some of the early leaks suggested it was just going to be a skin, but the poster has him big like Godzilla normally would be. And I believe Fortnite has done like giant monsters on the map before, so maybe they're going to do something like that as well, which would be kind of neat. If I played Fortnite, of course. I do not play Fortnite, so I don't really care about this. But it's cool that he's being added because it's Godzilla. I like Godzilla. That's, yeah.
Fortnite is lame, though, so I'm good.
But
sorry to anyone who likes Fortnite. Yeah.
But Brian, now you can potentially play as Godzilla.
I'm good.
You don't want to play as Godzilla?
I can play as Godzilla in Minecraft.
That's
Dave.
true. You can do that.
Yeah, and I don't have to buy a fucking skin to play that.
You know what? Well, didn't you have to pay for the expansion?
Yeah, but that Minecraft expansion, the Godzilla one, that was like substantial.
Okay.
There was a
How
lot of
do you
shit.
know this one isn't?
I don't know, but also I don't like Fortnite.
I'm
You're
trying to.
not gonna get me to play Fortnite. I know you want to stream it, but do that with someone else.
Yeah, you, Brian. You and I
No,
are gonna stream Fortnite. We're gonna go into duos or whatever the p- actual term for it is. We're gonna stream
you know what?
Fortnite and want to play
You know what
Godzilla.
I just got reminded of?
What?
PUBG also had a Godzilla
Did it?
event. Yeah, there was Godzilla skins in PUBG. I
I
think for Godzilla King of the
I
Monsters.
don't. I remember the one in COD, but did they do one for PUBG? Really?
Yeah,
Oh
hold
my
on.
god.
Let me look.
Because now that you mention it,
I'm
that
like,
does sound kind of familiar. Oh, it was a mobile thing. They
yeah,
did one for mobile, and there was like a they did do one for King of the Monsters as well. I know they did one for Godzilla vs Kong, because I remember that was like the first big look we'd seen not at Mecha Godzilla, I think. But I
yeah,
didn't know they did one
yeah.
for King of the
No,
Monsters.
no, they definitely had one for like the PC version. I remember it. It was like way after everyone had stopped playing PUBG. That's funny.
Wow, we've come full circle now. It's not really, but
Yeah,
good.
I
Yeah,
mean, I honestly like the. Well, you know what? In Call of Duty, Warzone also had it. Just the like so many. I don't understand why all the battle royale game modes love Godzilla in their events.
I don't know, because it's cool. It's a big monster.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know. People see apparently the Godzilla Call of Duty crossover was actually pretty cool, but I didn't.
Yeah, because
I don't.
it was the
I
one
don't
where he
care.
actually like showed up on the map, right? And you could like
Yeah,
interact with
and
him.
he could like kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen gameplay of
Uh,
it. Looked kind of neat, but it's Call of
yeah.
Duty, and I don't really give a shit. So,
I
you
don't.
know,
I also don't really care about COD unless it's like the old ones.
yeah,
Uh, okay. Well, yeah, it's in Fortnite.
yeah.
Play it or don't.
You should play it though, just because Godzilla. Also, it's Godzilla evolved, so I'm still like kind of whatever.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah. Moving on. There's some controversy brewing in the collectors circles. It was just we're a little short on news this week, so I was like, we can talk about this, I suppose. So Hiya Toys has recently they've started kind of moving into the classic Toho stuff instead of just the MonsterVerse, which is nice. I'm glad like a company like SH Monster Arts has kind of they don't have they don't have a curb. They haven't really curbed the what's the word I'm looking for? I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Jesus Christ, they haven't curbed the market on articulated figures of Toho stuff. And so just the other day, Hiya Toys announced a figure for the Heisei Mechagodzilla, and it was a bit controversial because Brian, I don't know, you don't have any Hiya figures, but the usual price point for most Hiya figures has been, $50 ish, give or take a couple bucks here or there. Mechagodzilla, which is about, and this, it seemed like it was about the same scale as all their other figures, had a price point of $70, a significant increase in price from everything else up to that point. I think the King Ghidorah figure was like $100 because that's a much bigger figure, and I think Shimo is $60 because she's a little bigger as well. But most of them have all been in the $50 range. But people were not super happy about this, with good reason. I'd think. I mean, it came with a couple effects pieces, but most of the Hiya figures do. Like I know. The one Kong figure I have from them has the axe, a couple different hands, and I want to say 2 different headpieces, and that was still $50. Like that was a pretty good price. But apparently enough people complained about it that Hiya actually put out a statement about it and lowered the price. So I'm going to read it
Wow.
off. I only skimmed it earlier, so I'm just going to read it off here. We are issuing an important announcement regarding the exquisite basic series Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla action figure. Since the announcement of Mechagodzilla action figure, we have received valuable feedback from our fans. Now we have decided to further adjustments to optimize this product, aiming to better capture the unique charm of Mechagodzilla from the original work and provide an even better experience for our fans. Additionally, due to an internal mistake, the product's retail price was incorrectly stated. We have since corrected this mistake, and the updated retail price is $59.99 USD. We sincerely apologize for any confusion or inconvenience this may have caused and appreciate your understanding and patience. We understand that each product carries the expectations of our fans, and delivering a satisfying experience is always our goal. Thank you once again for your unwavering support of Hiya Toys. We look forward to continuing this journey with you and exploring even more exciting possibilities together. So, it's entirely possible that it was just a typo, but I part of me is leaning more towards there was some backlash and they're like, okay, maybe not.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe they just tested the waters to see if anyone really cared.
Yeah. And
And
it sounds like, from what a friend of mine is saying, that they did make some adjustments to the figure. I don't know why this would have. I didn't see anyone complaining about the sculpt. I mostly just saw people complaining about the price. But it sounds like they are changing things. From what my friend says, the waist and thighs was the main point of contention with the figure. The waist is a smidge too thin, and the thighs aren't as bulky. I don't really care. I mean, most of Hiya's figures haven't been 100% screen accurate. I'm trying to think off the top of my head of examples, but I mean, I can't. I know the 91 Godzilla looked a little off in the face, and so does the 99 Godzilla 2000 figure. It looks just a tad off, but for their price point, that $50-ish price point, it's pretty good. That being said, though, we kind of knew this was gonna happen. This happened before, when SH Monster Arts were like the only company that was putting out high quality articulated figures. Like 10 or so years ago, whenever they started, Tamashi started the Monster Arts subline, they did 94 Godzilla and Heisei Mechagodzilla. Those at launch, I believe, when those first dropped, they were about $80-$90. Not like cheap, but compared to what they are now, they were way more affordable. And again, at the time, they were the only articulated Godzilla, like really good, high quality articulated Godzilla figures you could get. And nowadays, we already talked about the Shimo figure being an obscene price, but they just announced an Anguirus figure based on the 1972 version from Godzilla vs. Gigan. I don't know why specifically the Gigan version, because that suit debuted in Destroy All Monsters, but I don't know. But that Anguirus figure that has no effects pieces whatsoever, that's $120, which is insane. People were pretty mad about that too, with good reason. SH Monster Arts used to put out stuff with effects pieces all the time. Those first two, the Mechagodzilla and Godzilla, those both had effect pieces. Godzilla came with the atomic breath, Mechagodzilla with the Mega Buster Ray. And those were $80-$90. Anguirus, $120. No effects pieces whatsoever. It's ridiculous. So I think it's not all that surprising that Hiya would be upping their prices, because now they're getting more and more popular of a line. There's going to be more and more demand for them, and they're going to say, oh, there's demand for these figures, we can charge more for these figures. That's just how it works. I hate to say it. I'm not happy about it, but that's just how it works. So whether or not this was actually a typo, I don't know, but don't be surprised if this happens again in the future and they don't change it, is all I'm saying.
Mm. Yeah. Businesses got to do business things.
Yeah. Good old capitalism.
Yay.
All right. Want to talk about something cool, Brian?
Yeah. I I I am assuming this is from a trailer I haven't seen.
Oh, you bitch. It's okay. It just came out today.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Sonic 3 is a kaiju movie.
Confirmed.
Let's go.
Maybe.
I'm
Question
assuming
mark.
I haven't seen the trailer.
All right. Here's the thing. So we got a new trailer for Sonic 3, and you might be thinking, David, Brian, why are you talking about fucking Sonic on a Godzilla Kaiju podcast? And well, I'm gonna
Sonic fucks.
Well, there's that too. That is a very important part of this as well. Don't get me wrong. But so as we knew, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was absolutely taking a lot of influences from Sonic Adventure 2, because we already knew we got Shadow, we saw Gerald Robotnik, we saw Maria Robotnik in the first trailer. So we knew they were doing some stuff with Sonic Adventure 2. The new trailer that just dropped, they got the Space Colony arc. You don't hear the name Space Colony arc, but there's a big space colony, and it's got a big laser. It shows them cutting the moon in half, just like in Sonic Adventure 2. My thought of this is, are we going to see the Bio-Lizard in this movie? Which was the final boss in Sonic Adventure 2, was like the prototype ultimate life form before Gerald kind of perfected it and created Shadow instead. So are we going to see the Bio-Lizard in this movie? If so, that would make Sonic 3 a kaiju movie. Ergo, Brian, we should cover this on the show.
Okay.
If they have it. If the Bio-Lizard makes an appearance, then we should cover it. If not, then whatever. I don't care. We don't have to cover it. But if it's there, I think we should. If we can stretch the definition of everything else we've covered on this show in the past, we can absolutely make Sonic 3 an episode, I think.
That should honestly be our updated mission statement. Just stretching the definition of kaiju.
Yeah, we could
as far as possible.
As far as possible. That's what we do. I mean, hey,
it's kind of been a running joke.
Yeah. It's
not for a little while.
It's not even a joke at this point. It really is just our mission statement. And you know what? You bringing that up reminds me, like, one of our biggest stretches in the history of the show was Hundreds of Beavers, which, Brian, I mentioned to you earlier, just got announced a physical copy. The Hundreds of Beavers Twitter account has been teasing this for a while, and it looks like it finally got announced. And I was already planning on buying it, but the fact that some of the extras that are includes 3 separate commentary tracks: a sober commentary track, a drunk commentary track, and a trashed commentary track. I'm more than sold. Like, that's perfect. I want to hear all 3 of those. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. When you get it, are you gonna watch it in order, like the commentary tracks?
Oh, I might.
Are you gonna go from sober to drunk to trashed?
I might. It is funny. Hold on, I gotta find it. I don't think that the Beavers account officially announced it. I think it was from Dawn of the Discs, who's kind of like official, not really. I think they just like look to see if there's any new listings, and they're like, hey, this has happened, but it hasn't been announced yet. So it's funny. The trashed commentary specifies that it is moderated, so there is someone keeping them on track while they're doing this, which is kind of funny. Because Lord knows, if it was just them like totally on their ass, they would get distracted very, very quickly. But yeah, so I'm really excited for that. Looks like pre-order. Oh, it's from Vinegar Syndrome. That's really funny. They're the guys who put out the Gorgo and Reptilicus 4K. That's really funny, actually.
Yeah. I think I got that's where I got Gorgo from, yeah.
That's really funny.
That's
oh, there's oh god. There's also a VFX breakdown for this movie.
Oh boy, that would actually be really fun to watch.
Yeah. I can't wait to pre-order this. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stop talking because I'm just gonna go into a rabbit hole. There's one other piece of news, but I think we're gonna save that for later in our main discussion, which we're now gonna segue into. We're gonna talk about the hit 2010 movie. It's 2010, right? Am I stupid?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
It is
2010 movie, How to Train Your Dragon, which I've been wanting to cover quietly for a little while, and now it's topical again for reasons that if you listen to the show, you probably know. That's the other piece of news that we're going to talk about later on. It's the live action movie, but Brian, you've never seen any of these, so I wanted you to watch them.
No.
And now we're going to talk about it. So I've seen this movie a number of times, but you haven't. So real quick, right off the bat, just to kick us off, tell me, Brian, how did you like How to Train Your Dragon?
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Did you learn How to Train Your Dragon? Do you know?
I guess just like don't instantly try to murder it and just be chill.
I mean, yeah, this is kind of all there is to it.
Literally, the moral of the story is just chill the fuck out.
yeah, kinda. Yeah,
like I was really thinking that like they were gonna like explore some like ancient history that like set like dragons and people down like a warpath or whatever, but it was really just like people got to chill the fuck out.
Yeah, it's
that's it.
I mean, this is a movie for kids. It's based on a book series for kids. I don't think they were gonna go too deep into like the lore of this universe. I do think there are like a couple of like animated spin-offs, but I have no idea if they're any good because they're the DreamWorks Netflix stuff, and so far in my experience, the only one that's worth its salt is Camp Cretaceous. So
yeah,
I have no idea if the dragon stuff is any good. I know there's one that like takes place in the modern day, which sounds awful.
Ooh, that does sound awful.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because like one of the strongest aspects of this movie was just like its Norse setting.
Yes,
like, I just like that. So
yeah, it's all Vikings.
That's yikes! Making that modern day is disgusting.
Yeah. Part of me, so my plan for this is that eventually, probably by the time the live action movie comes out, we will have covered the initial trilogy for like we will have covered How to Train Your Dragon 2, and we'll have covered The Hidden World before the live action film comes out. So maybe I won't put you through it, Brian, if you don't want to.
That's a big promise right there.
It's 2 movies, Brian. What the hell?
That's fair. I think we can do it.
Yeah, we can do it. we can do it. Jesus.
If you make something an episode, I am inclined to watch it. So
yeah.
I guess that's fine.
Oh, I see how it is. So when I say, "Oh, we're gonna do How to Train Your Dragon, the entire trilogy," you're like, "Oh yeah, I'll do that." But when I joke about making a Transformers 1 episode to force you to watch it, you're like, I'm not gonna. I'm putting my foot down. Absolutely not. Really, Brian?
Well, now that Transformers 1 is on streaming, I will do that.
Okay, cool. Glad we talked that out. I don't know if we're gonna do a Transformers 1 episode. It'd be cool. I do kind of want to watch it again, so we'll see.
No, now that it's on streaming, I absolutely will do an episode. Okay. I really just didn't want to go see it in theaters because I do not like being in theaters with kids because they're in the
Well, it's on Paramount. Do you have Paramount?
I can probably get a free trial somewhere.
That's true, yeah.
Make a new email account.
I think I have. I think I'm stealing Tom's Paramount, so I think I have it.
I mean, I could also just rent it if that's an option.
You could do that too. I don't
Like,
know.
I probably would rather do that.
Yeah, we should talk about the funny dragon movie though.
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
Brian, what's the plot? What did you? I'm gonna steal from the Weekly Planet like I always do, or not like I always do, but what do you think the story was?
So there's this kid, and his dad is like an Omega war chief guy, and he's really good at killing dragons. And then his son Hiccup really sucks.
Yeah,
And he fucks everything up all the time, and everybody fucking hates him.
relatable, honestly.
And then one day he manages to injure the spookiest of all dragons by accident, basically, and then like everything gets fucked up again, and then he goes out into the forest, finds the dragon, and then he just chills out and doesn't try to kill it, and then they become friends.
Best
and
friends.
then his dad loves him for a second because he's like, oh my god, you're defeating all these dragons, but really he's just like
He's cheating.
He's just chilling out with them and making them not scared and for their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And then his dad finds out, gets really mad, and then disowns him essentially.
Yeah,
which was really fucked up.
Yeah, I mean,
he disowned him straight up.
I guess in the context of the film, it makes a bit of sense because, like, literally their entire culture is based on killing dragons, and here comes Hiccup like, nah, what if we don't do that? It makes sense, especially because Stoic is the chief of the village. Like, I'm not like justifying his actions, but like I'm just saying it makes sense within the context.
Yeah, I guess so.
Besides, everything works out at the end.
Yeah. Then they go fight the big dragon, and then all the little dragons are free because the big dragon's dead. Yeah, and it was fucking awesome. That shit was so cool, by the way.
And then everyone's like, "Hey, Hiccup, you were right. Dragons really are cool. We really did learn how to train your dragon."
If we don't instantly try to murder these animals, they won't try and kill us back. Crazy.
How do you think PETA feels about this movie, Brian?
Man, they probably got mad about it. Like, they get mad about at everything else.
Yeah, they do.
PETA sucks, dude. Why would you bum me out with that?
I'm sorry. I just
damn.
You brought up like talking about animals. I'm like, maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the plot.
That's the plot. Yeah.
Pretty sick. Oh, and then pretty dope. I like that they actually kind of seriously injured the main character at the end.
That I remember when I saw this in theaters like back in 2010. That really took me by surprise. Even then, when I was a small lad, but even now, like, it still like hits. Even and knowing it's coming too is really cool. Like, you don't see a lot of like movies aimed at kids do that ever. But no,
you know what I said when that, like, at the end when Toothless like catches him last second, it's like that stereotypical like, oh, like everyone thinks he's dead but he's not, and then like the thing he shows him he's okay. I made the joke like it would be really funny if like one of these days like some movie like this pulls a fast one and the main character actually does die, and then literally like right after I said that it like he like the guy goes like, oh, not all of them, and then it shows like later that he lost a foot. I was genuinely surprised that they went that far.
Brian, you called it.
I didn't call it directly.
Yeah, you close enough.
I did manifest a change though.
Yeah. But
pretty sick. I like big respect to that.
Do we want to talk about Toothless? He's kind of the star. For me, he's the star of the show. He's the best character, I think.
Yeah. He's the best part. I'll agree with that. He's just a big cat.
He is a big cat. He's just a big cat, and that's what I like about him. It was kind of interesting because I hadn't actually seen this movie in a little bit. I kind of forgot like how sort of seriously they treated him near the beginning when Hiccup first meets him, like it does feel like he is a dangerous, deadly animal that could kill Hiccup at any point in time if he wanted to. But over the course of the film, like they build that bond of trust, and like after a certain point, it's like, oh no, he's just a big cat. It was just a nice little cat, and it was just interesting, like. Because I've seen the sequels, and I don't remember much of the third, but they kind of go into that a little bit in the second one. But for the most part, it's still just he's a cat, and it was kind of interesting going back to this one where seeing them form that bond again, just seeing the kind of like treating him more as a. I'm going to borrow. Some of the language used to describe Godzilla here as a force of nature in this film, and it was just kind of interesting to see that, because I was at this point I'm not used to that, seeing him like treated like that, and I don't know, it was just interesting. I liked it.
Yeah, he was pretty sick. He flies real good.
He does.
He goes really fast. I really liked how all of the flying shots were really good. That shit was so cool.
Oh yeah, like so this was like
I was like, I'm just not used to this kind of effort put into animation anymore. Which is really sad.
Yeah, the animation was like really like it got people talking, especially so the one that like most people like remember most about this is that scene when they first go flying, like when they're first
That's
testing.
the one I'm thinking of.
Like,
yep.
And I want to say, so this movie was initially released in 3D. And I don't remember if I saw it in 3D or not, but I imagine that like seeing that on the big screen. I think this did release in IMAX as well. Like seeing that scene in IMAX would have been incredible. And I even like when I was watching yesterday, I had that same feeling of like wonder. Like it's really good. The whole sequence is really good, but boy does it really kick into high gear when he loses his little cheat sheet, and then they're just completely flying by feel, and the music swells. The music in this movie is incredible, dude.
Yeah, music's real good, and it doesn't ever really get repetitive.
No, it's really nice.
Appreciated. I feel like a lot of animated movies, especially nowadays, they have a little piece of music that they keep reusing over and over again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this does have like a big theme, like
it's. I mean, it's got a motif, but it's not. It's not like overused. They use it pretty well.
Yeah, I'm seeing what else the composer John Powell's done before.
About that first flying scene though,
yes,
there was that part where he was slowing Toothless down, and it was like, dude, that dragon's wings are gonna fucking shear off. Like, they're going like Mach 6.
Yeah,
and like he just like goes to a full stop. I'm like, there's no way.
It's a movie, Brian. It's fine.
I know. I was just like, I felt bad. Like you're putting so much stress on this poor animal.
It's all right. Toothless doesn't mind. He did Happy Feet. He did the music for Happy Feet.
Oh shit, dude.
And Kung Fu Panda.
I have not seen any of those.
What? Oh, those are good. Those are also really good.
I feel like this happens so often. I say I haven't seen something, and you go, what?
Yeah. He did the music for Solo, a Star Wars story.
Oh, okay. I don't remember anything about that movie.
Neither do I. I mean, I remember the movie. I like the movie, but I don't remember the music like at all. So
I don't.
Oops.
Yeah, I don't remember what happens in that movie.
But, yeah, no, that the initial flight scene it might be like one of the best sequences in an animated movie in the past like decade, even though this is over a decade old now, but Shut up. Shut up. That's what I say to that.
I also really dug the how like all the shit that he learned from Toothless, like he used to like fucking subdue the other dragons and confuse everybody. Oh, I just want to mention one of like the other like kid characters or whatever like is voiced by TJ Miller, and that just made me sad.
Oh yeah, tough. I think they recast him in the third movie actually.
I really hope so. I do not like TJ Miller.
Let me double check. I'm pretty sure they recast him. Yeah, they recast him. It's in the third movie. It's Justin Ruppel. I don't know who that is, but yeah,
good. That guy, TJ Miller, sucks big time.
Yeah, I think they recast him because by the time the third movie came out, that's when TJ Miller was kind of outed as like a terrible person.
Yep. Yeah. Man, Hollywood, it really does stuff to you, doesn't it?
But at least they did something right in that third movie by getting rid of him. Thank God for that.
Yep. Based move. Good shit.
Speaking of the cast, though, I want to talk about Stoic because Gerard Butler is so good in this.
Yes.
I found out David Tennant is in this.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Is he? Okay.
And he has all of like 2 lines, I'm pretty sure. He's Snoutlout's dad. Snoutlout is the guy who Jonah Hill voices.
Okay.
Yeah, he's Spitelout, who I didn't even know he had a name. I didn't even notice like he was in this movie. I'm like, oh, that guy kind of looks like Snoutlout. Is that his dad, I wonder? And I guess he's voiced by David Tennant. They gave him like 3 lines. Like, what the hell?
That is weird.
It's such a weird casting to give to such a nothing character. I mean, maybe I can't remember if he played a part in any of the sequels, but I'm trying to see. I don't see anything right off the bat, but yeah, strange, very strange. But yeah, going back to Stoic, Gerard Butler. Holy shit, dude.
He is a large man.
Yeah. I do just want to shout out that the live action film is doing right by Stoic, at least, because Gerard Butler is reprising the role in the live action film. So
yep. Perfect.
Good job. You did it. But we'll talk more about
that. I mean, he looks pretty accurate.
He does. I was a little surprised. Like, I don't really consider. I mean, I haven't really seen Gerard Butler in a lot of things, but like you said, Stoic. His name is Stoic the Vast for a reason, because he was a very large man, as most Vikings typically are. But like, yeah, he looks the part in live action too. They really. I mean, maybe they like beefed him up a little bit in post, but I don't think they would have. But yeah, no, his performance is really, really good. I mean, it's such like an iconic voice, and also like he's really good at doing. I mean, it's Gerard Butler. He's a really great actor. He's really, really good at doing the like more personal stuff, like when the scene when he first returns from the voyage to find the nest, and he's like talking to Hiccup about like, oh, you're doing so good at killing all these dragons. We finally have something to talk about. And he's like, he seems like really enthusiastic that he can finally connect with his son. And then just like, because there's not really anything they can actually connect with, there's a lot of emotion there, and it's a really great moment, and it's subtle. The performance is subtle, but I think he and Jay Baruchel really play off each other really, really well in that scene specifically.
Yeah. You're talking about the scene where he like comes back. He's like, "Oh, we finally have something to talk about," and then they just
don't say anything. Yeah,
silence. Like, I was really like, "Holy shit, that's some real shit right there, dude."
It is. Yeah, it's
like anyone out there who has nothing in common with one or both of your parents, you know how that feels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was well done. Yeah, Gerard Butler did a good ass job in this movie. Usually the like parent characters I don't really care for. They're just like usually some kind of a obstacle.
Hmm.
But like I don't
Oh
know,
well,
he's like a main character in this one.
I won't say much, but the second movie does a lot more. A lot more,
Oh,
Brian.
sick. All right. You have got me initially invested.
All right, good.
The rest of them.
I mean, I will say,
Because this
I did
pretty
mention
good.
2 is my favorite of the 3.
Okay.
I like the second one the best personally, but this one is still like fantastic. Like it's I would say it's better than I remember it being, but I think it's just as good as I remember it being because it's just really good. I can't really think of anything like inherently wrong with the movie.
I would
Personally.
just say the only thing that I noticed was that also this movie is like perfectly paced. I was never bored.
It's a nice breezy
Yeah.
just over
It
an
was
hour and a half. Just over an hour and a
Yeah.
half, yeah.
But like in terms of just like anything, it's just like all animation eventually looks a little aged.
Hmm.
And so, like there's you know, the dragons all look really good and, the movement looks good, but textures like they always end up looking dated after a while. But it honestly though, like for a 2010 animated movie, like this still looks really good.
It does, yeah. And again, we can go back to that first
Mm-hmm.
flight scene. Like that's a very good example of how good this movie still looks after over a decade.
Yeah. And it's not like I don't know how to the movement of the characters it's just very impressive. I don't know why it stands out to me so much, but I was just like impressed. Like how the dragons move is really fluid and like really cool.
Hmm.
And like the fight scenes were like really well executed. And it was just a fun time, It was good. It was an hour and a half and it was what I wanted. I don't think it was like anything like I don't think it was like anything more than I thought it would be, but it was really, really good. I want to talk about the big monster at the end though.
Oh, the Red Death. I don't think they ever call it that in the movie, but it is called the Red Death officially.
Yeah, that thing was fucking sick, and I audibly out loud said, "Holy shit, this is so cool!" several times.
This is why this isn't even a movie we have to defend as a kaiju movie. There just is a giant monster in this. It's really it's good. But yeah,
I am a little bit confused on the relationship between the rest of the dragons and the big one, though.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just that it's a tyrant of a leader and it is like enslave the rest of them, or is it just like?
I want to say it's a little hard to say because Astrid likens it to like a queen bee basically. But they go a little more into like the social hierarchy of dragons in the second movie, and I don't know if they kind of touch upon that. I mean, I can. It's a very, very minor spoiler. If you want me to say what it is,
I guess so.
So if I remember correctly, because I haven't seen the second one in a while either. I think I watched both of them leading up to the release of the third, which I think that was 2019. So it's been like 5 years since I've seen these movies. I want to say in the second movie, it's basically like more Godzilla comparisons. It's an alpha thing.
Ah, okay.
So I want to say that maybe that's what the Red Death was, but if I'm remembering correctly, like the relationship between the alpha in the second movie is different, is a little more different than the one with the Red Death in this. So I don't know. Maybe there's maybe rewatching the second movie eventually down the line will kind of remind me, but I don't I don't know. They don't really go into it in this all that much, aside from the Queen Bee line from Astrid.
Yeah, but I mean, it was kind of like I like ambiguity.
Yeah.
I just kind of assumed it was like a, I don't know, just kind of like a asshole eater or something.
He's a fucking dick, dude.
But the final fight between the Vikings and the big one, goddamn, it was so cool.
I know.
That was it. Like it felt really massive, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like they made it big and slow, which was awesome.
Yeah.
It looked really good. Its design is so cool. I love anything with more than two eyes, and this thing had like 6 on both sides of his face. Or no, 3 on both sides, but
6 total.
Yeah, like, oh man, it's so cool. And he had like huge wings. I was like so impressed by just like the scale that they were able to achieve with it.
I really like that one wide shot where he first breathes fire, and it's pulled way back, and you can see just how massive he is, and then you see him breathe the fire, and it like envelops literally everything in one breath because there's so much of it. The scale is really well done. You're right.
Yeah, it's so sick. And then the later when they, it's the dragon versus dragon fight, and they get it to start flying, and it first like unfurls its wings, like it's like it just shows like one wing unfurl, and then it like shows the rest of it, and it's just like so huge, and it takes off, and it's just so slow, but it looks so fucking terrifying. It's so crazy to me how they made all of the rest of like the smaller dragons like super like expressive and like not like super scary. And then there's just the big one, and it's just an eldritch nightmare.
It was funny watching that fight scene, like with him and Hiccup at the end. Like, I don't know if you got the same sense, but I kind of saw some parallels, like cinematography wise, between this and a little bit of Godzilla King of the Monsters. Like, just this enormous winged beast in like the clouds. It reminded me a lot of the fight with Ghidorah and Rodan. Like, there's that one shot of Ghidorah kind of like rising up, and you see it, the lightning flashes, and that's the only thing illuminating him. It's basically just a silhouette. It felt like that. It reminded me of that a lot. I don't know if that I doubt that was like intentional for Godzilla, but it stuck out to me as a potential reference.
I mean, I know exactly the scene you're talking about. Like, it's when they're up in the clouds, and Toothless is kind of blended in with the sky, and just starts shooting him with fireballs, and like everybody on the ground is just looking up watching, and it's just like big flashes of light, like semi-revealing big dragon. And oh my god, that was one of the times where I said out loud, holy shit, this is so cool.
I can't wait. I can't wait for you to watch the second one, because like you thought this was good. It's everything's bigger in the second one. It's so great. It's so great.
I mean, you know me, I love big monster.
There's multiple, but there's more than one big monster in the second one. Spoilers.
Oh, is there a big monster fight?
Maybe.
Okay.
I can't spoil everything for you, Brian.
All right, I guess so. All right, fine.
You just gotta watch it. This is me pushing you, giving you incentive to watch the next movie.
All right, fine. I will. We've already settled. I will watch it, Dave.
Okay. Good.
Since we're talking about the big one, though, I also want to talk about the other designs, because I thought all of them were really good.
Oh, go for it. Yes.
None of them were stinkers. Best one was the two-headed dragon, one that breathes the gas and the other ignites it.
Was it that was back, I think?
I don't remember the name of it, but that was like the coolest idea for a dragon ever.
It's really cool.
Like, and it's kind of cool, and like it's useful later, but all the types of dragons that they have like all kind of match the main cast of like kids like, and like they obviously that was because they were all gonna ride the dragon that matched them later like at the end. But I thought that was really cool, like just as like keeping kind of like a parallel between them. But like, oh man, like the two-headed one was sick. I liked the big red like fire breathing one that like came out on fire.
Yeah.
Like
that one,
like the designs were so cool, like they were so insane, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that one
because I feel like it's so easy to go down a generic route with dragons. But they really made some really cool ones in this one.
I think the one you were talking about, the red one, the Monstrous Nightmare, that one feels like their take on the traditional dragon, because that's the one that looks closest to like a typical dragon you'd see in literally any other fantasy film or TV show. But pretty much everything else is very unique. It feels like its own creature. There's no two ones look alike, which is really nice. Yeah, the creature design in this is really, really good. And then again, I don't mean to keep hyping up the next few, but like they just introduce more and more different dragons in them, and it's really, really good. I mean, you see that book when Hiccup is first learning about them. Like there's an entire book detailing the different dragons that they have encountered over the years.
And I'm assuming they keep adding to that book in the other movies.
I mean, I don't know if they bring the book up, but like there are still. So I do remember one of the ones he mentions in the movie. They did do a short film about when this movie came out on DVD. It was the Bone Napper. Do you remember that one? When he mentioned that? All right. Well, it's the Bone Napper dragon, and if I watched the short film when it came out on DVD, so 15 years ago almost. I'm going to see if I can remember exactly what it was, but basically, I don't remember if it just looks like this naturally, but I think it's covered in the bones of its victims. Like it makes itself armor out of its victims' bones.
Well, that's gruesome.
I think, or it might just look like that, just because. But I'm gonna look it up. I'm going to the How to Train Your Dragon wiki.
Man, there really is a wiki for everything, ain't there?
Yeah. Well, a lot of fandom stuff is like AI generated, basically. Collects the bones of dead dragons. Never mind, not its victims. It's dead dragons.
Boo! That's lamer.
It's still pretty cool.
It's fine. It is pretty cool, yeah.
It looks kind of lame though. Like the head's not that cool, but it's a cool concept. Is what I'm getting at. Whatever. What else? What else do you want to talk about?
I don't know, man. Cinematography was real good. They had good shot composition. I really liked the I really like the Norse setting. I thought that was sick.
Vikings are just cool in general.
Vikings are cool.
That's the main takeaway.
Yeah, I really do like how, I mean, I think like just kind of like, you know, like Vikings are just not really I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is like I feel like Vikings lately have been a little bit overdone, but this feels much more natural. Like just the culture is kind of like in, you know, like the culture is like kind of in the background, but their way of life is still like very much influences the story. And I just kind of liked how it wasn't like super played up, like, oh, these are fucking like Vikings and shit. Like
cool.
It's obviously Vikings. It's obviously like part of their characters, but it's not like like in your face, like these are Norse people. It's just like, it's just kind of cool. Like it feels very casual about it, and I dig that.
All right. I get that.
Yeah. Let me think here. Oh, another thing I wanted to say, particularly about one of the main characters being paired with a dragon. As soon as I saw the small rotund dragon, I knew that the fat kid was going to be around him. I just immediately knew, and honestly, I was not disappointed. I was very pleased with that.
I'm glad.
It's a very funny visual. Uh, hmm. Yeah, I don't know. What was your favorite scene in the whole entire movie, Dave?
I think it's not really a scene, it's more of like a collection of scenes. I think I just like Hiccup and Toothless kind of just building that trust. Like it's really really fun to see them go from like this scrawny kid who's like afraid that he's going to make the wrong move and die horribly to, oh, this is just my pet and I love him. I just like it's really
He's just a big cat.
he's just a big cat.
Just a big cat.
I mean,
Chill.
I've seen, I can't tell you how many comparison pictures I've seen of Toothless and just like someone's black cat. You know, it's
Yeah.
very very
I mean,
obvious.
imagine the kind of power cats would have if they had wings.
And could
If they
breathe,
had
and could
access
breathe
to flight.
fire.
It could breathe fire. They would be apex
They
predators.
would.
Are you kidding
They
me?
absolutely would.
Yeah. Oh man.
What was your favorite scene in this whole entire movie, Brian?
It's like a 5-second clip. It's really like
Okay.
it made me laugh more than this. I will give this movie a lot of credit. It is really funny.
Mhm.
This movie is really funny, and it's not really like joke telling funny. It's visual gag funny, and
Okay.
I love that. And one of those was when the fucking stupid kid who was played by TJ Miller is like on top of the big dragon and like hammering its eyeballs. And I think it's Asher that like flies by and like gives him like a thumbs up and a good job. And then he like gets a big smile on his face and starts doing it harder. And I was just like, that is the most like man thing to do.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
Woman gives me encouragement. I must bash harder with hammer.
That was your favorite scene in the whole entire movie, really?
Yeah, it was just really fucking
Okay.
funny, man. I laughed really hard. I guess if you wanted a serious answer out of me, I really liked the scene where like Hiccup is explaining why he didn't kill Toothless, where he's like saying like I saw him like and he reminded me of me. And I was just like,
That's
damn,
good.
that's some real shit right there.
Yeah,
Like
it's pretty
that's good.
real.
There are some banger lines in this movie. There's some good ones. Some good ones. But yeah, that first one, the hammer one, that was funny.
Okay.
That's gonna be one of those clips that lives in my head rent free.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It was real good.
Well, I think we've covered all our bases on that. Do we want to talk about the trailer for the live action one?
I guess so.
So here's the thing. So when this first got announced, everyone was like, ew, why would you do a live action one? But they did say that the director was Dean DeBlois, who was who co-directed this movie with Chris Sanders, who also did Lilo and Stitch, and he just did The Wild Robot, which is fantastic. So I was like, oh, well, if anyone's going to do this movie justice in live action, it's going to be someone who directed the first one, you know? But we just got a trailer for it, and I only just watched it earlier today. People have been talking about it like for the past week, nonstop, because it just looks like a shot-for-shot remake. And that's fucking boring, dude. Like,
It is
come
boring.
on. And the worst part is, I could forgive it. I could forgive it if they didn't just translate the dragon designs verbatim into live action. It's still the exact same design, just like HD now. I've seen a lot of people make this joke comparing how Toothless looks in the remake to like this is what Mario will look like in 2043, and it's just like a gross like high quality rendition of the usual cartoon Mario picture. It's because that's what it is. It's the same exact design, just high res, and it doesn't look good.
Nope. Yep, I am in the same boat. I usually hold the opinion that I think making animated movies into live action movies is fucking useless. I have had that opinion about all of the Disney live action remakes, and I have that about this one.
Yeah.
Like, animation is more visually pleasing to look at, and it moves better, and these characters, like the dragons, they were made with animation in mind, and they look best when they are animated in an animated movie. Putting it against live action people just looks weird.
Yeah, I would.
And it's not even live action if most of the movie is still CG.
Cough, cough, the Lion King.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would be down for a live. I'm not 100% like opposed to live action remakes of animated films, as long as you fucking do something interesting with it. But the problem is that they're not doing anything interesting. It's just a shot-for-shot remake. I would be shocked if they do anything different with this film.
I mean, dude, when I just watched the trailer before we started recording, and I didn't want to say anything in the moment, but when they showed Toothless, I'm like, damn, it looks exactly like Toothless from the movie.
It does.
Like,
it does.
There's no change. There's no change at all.
And he looks worse. So people have also. So one of the big shots from the trailer that people have been sharing around is that shot when he's opening his eye. In this,
his eyes don't look right. So his eyes don't look
right because in the original film, you know, when Hiccup first goes to see him, his eyes narrow to slits because he's like untrustworthy. He's a wild animal, and it's only when he learns to trust Hiccup that he gets, he's like a cat. His eyes get kind of bigger and more friendly. In the trailer for this, he opens his eyes and he already looks friendly. It looks worse because he's not as expressive. I don't get that. I understand, like, you're trying to sell this movie, so you want him to look cute right off the bat. But I don't know. It just, to me, it feels lazy and not interesting in the least.
Also, come on. People have to know by now. The whole appeal of cats and the thing that makes them cute is that they hate us.
This is true. This is very true.
They just tolerate us.
I'm speaking as someone who has 2 cats. So
yeah, you know.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't care for it much. I'm probably not gonna see it unless you want me to for recording purposes.
I don't know. We'll see.
But
I might see it out of, for morbid curiosity's sake, and at that point, I'll decide like, we could do an episode of this, I guess.
Also, though, got to keep in mind, movie is not out yet. Not final product.
That's true. Like, we
also like, trailers are straight up misleading. They are trying to get butts in seats, and by making it look as friendly to as most people as possible is the best marketing strategy to do. So, I mean, who knows? I have been trying to keep a more open mind about stuff, like, and not like not see trailers as like final, like, final showcase of what the end product's gonna be, because they're all just so fucking misleading, man. Like, it's weird. I don't get it, but yeah, I don't know. Again, though, my opinion stands. Like, animation's just better.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to. I think it would be better served making, like, if you really wanted to make the first one again. Just make like a new version of the original, like with updated animation and whatever. Like, and like put it out on streaming or put it out on VOD or limited run theaters, whatever. Like, I think people would be more down with that.
I certainly
personally
would. I certainly would.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't understand this Hollywood trend of wanting to remake all these animated movies in live action.
It's because they make money.
I don't understand.
I know,
but I don't understand how. I just don't get it.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
Do people really see like this live action as like an improvement on the style, or is it like a nostalgia thing?
I think it's a nostalgia thing.
You know that everything from your childhood's on streaming now, right?
Yes.
Like, it just, I don't know. It's just confusing. Like, oh man, the Lion King fucking live action shit, that was so cringe, dude. So cringe. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. Probably won't see it.
Yeah, but it's okay because we still have the original movie and it's really, really good. So
yeah,
go watch it if you haven't already, but you probably have.
I you know what I'm gonna give the original. What score I'm gonna give it?
What score are you gonna give it, Brian?
I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
Whoa.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah. And it's also a pretty good background movie.
It is.
Put it on the background.
It's.
I always love when I can do that with a movie, because there's not many of them that are well suited for that. So.
All right. Well, I think that wraps it for How to Train Your Dragon, the first movie, at least. Shall we?
We'll get to the other ones someday.
Get to the other ones.
When does the live action one come out? Is there a release date yet?
I think June.
Do we have a hard deadline? Oh man. June.
Brian, it's 2 movies.
I know. Just like annoying you. God, you get so mad.
I do.
It's so funny.
It's because it's you, Brian. You just piss me off so much.
That's why our dynamic works so well.
I know. June 13th is the release date of the remake. So we got plenty of time. We got half a year.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Yeah. So check back for a review for the other 2 movies at some point in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
But for now, shall we move on to our final segment? What new cool kaiju thing are you checking out right now?
I think so.
Brian, tell me, what new cool kaiju thing are you checking out right now?
Nothing.
Cool. That's not true.
It's not.
It's not true.
It's not.
You lied. You just lied to everyone listening.
Oh, we watched something, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
We watched
Yongari.
Oh yeah, we watched Yon Gary.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, sorry. Oh my god, I can't believe I mispronounced it. It's Yongari. No, it's Yongari. Yongari. That's how they pronounced it in the movie.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was fun. It was funny. I wouldn't call it good. But that's okay.
I was constantly running out and doing my laundry.
Yeah,
so
you missed a lot.
I kind of lost some of the plot. But, I mean, Gary was cool, I guess.
Gary?
I like plot that. Was insane, and he died horribly.
He did. Hold on. I got to bring up what friend of the show, Quasi's, said. He did a little dance, then shit blood and died. Yeah, that's Yongari. That's
yeah. That's a really apt description. Actually,
it's a very apt description.
Really good.
It's a very apt description of this movie.
Yeah.
There was a little kid who gave a bunch of people cancer and then gave Yongari cancer, and that was pretty insane.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could kill Godzilla with a cancer beam.
Oh, maybe. Well, I mean, Godzilla's walking cancer though, because he's radioactive.
I guess so.
So probably not.
I guess so. What if you kill him with a giant chemotherapy machine?
Ooh, now we're talking.
This is
All right.
I don't know where that came from.
Listen,
Uh,
Takashi Yamazaki, we know you're listening. You know what you have to do for the next Godzilla movie. That's how you kill him.
Oh, he's gonna have to make it a monster though, the chemotherapy monster.
Ooh.
Oh, you know what? Maybe his plan for Hedora is that he's like reverse cancer.
Oh my God, Brian, you're so smart. What the hell?
It's like the anti-venom to Venom.
Oh my God, Brian.
And then Takashi Yamazaki is going to come out during the press tour, and he's going to be like, I took inspiration from the incredible movie Venom 3: The Last Dance.
Was anti-venom in that?
I don't know, and I don't care.
I don't know. I could ask my co-host Howard. Howard,
I just assume that they have everything in every movie. Because
Howard, did you see Venom: The Last Dance? No. Okay, never mind. All right.
Oof.
Well, I guess we'll never know. That's a shame.
Yeah,
hey,
whatever.
you listener in the audience listening to the show, if you saw Venom: The Last Dance, tell us.
I'm sorry.
Well, there, yeah, I'm sorry. First thing, but tell us if anti-venom's in it.
Okay.
On the note of Yongari, I also watched, and you missed out on this. You missed out big time, Brian.
So being a student.
Yeah. I also watched the remake, the loose remake of Yongari, also technically titled Yongari, but released here in the United States as Reptilian. And holy fucking shit, dude! What a terrible, terrible movie. But
Wow.
So I'm of the opinion that it's so bad it's good kind of movie, but friend of the show Naomi says it's very close to looping back around to being so bad it's bad. That's the level of quality we're dealing with here, and I get that. It is very much I've likened it to an early 2000s Sci-Fi Channel original movie, which I'm pretty sure I watched the first 5 minutes of Reptilian on the Sci-Fi Channel in the early to late 2000s. And I only say the first 5 minutes because I watched those first 5 minutes, went, wow, this sucks. And then I turned it off and didn't go back to watch it until very recently. And I adored it. Yeah, it's not good, but it's really, really funny. And I want to watch it again, but be under the influence of something. I don't know what, but something.
Well, my school quarter here ends in approximately 9 days. So
sick.
After that, yeah.
All right,
sure.
We'll do it. I did recently get into an argument on the interwebs about this movie. Not specifically about this movie, but someone online, I will not name names, but he is a relatively well-known person in the Godzilla fandom on Twitter. He posted something about like it's basically like you can't enjoy bad movies. Like his argument was, if I thought they were bad, I wouldn't enjoy them. And I don't think that's true.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Like
that's such like a, I don't know, like do I need your permission to think something is good or bad?
Exactly. Like it feels so. He wasn't the one I got into an argument with, but his was the catalyst, and I spoke up. I was like, I used Yongari as the example. I'm like, I don't know, man. I watched Yongari for the first time last week, and I loved it. It was a blast, but I would never ever consider calling it anything other than a bafflingly terrible film. I think you can enjoy bad movies. I think that's allowed. Like, you know, and then here let me see if we can find the actual thread here, because it was a different guy who chimed in that got mad at me.
He got mad.
He got mad. He was like, in what world would you call something terrible while simultaneously implying it is great? That's nonsense. I said, yeah, it is nonsense. I didn't imply anything like that, just that I had fun with it. Plenty of things that are bad are still fun. That's the point I'm trying to make. And I brought up The Room as an example. People fucking love The Room. I don't think anyone on the faces of planet Earth is going to consider it a groundbreaking cinematic achievement. And yet people still love that movie to death.
Dude, if you want proof that people love to make fun of The Room, go to Coolidge Corner Theater whenever they show it.
Go to any screening of The Room in a theater.
People go in and don't stop talking the entire time.
They will recite the entire film.
Yeah.
The guy did chime back in. Saying you loved it is implying it's great. You only think it's not because you believe there are objective statements you can make about a film's quality. That line of thinking is bad. If it is objectively bad, you can't love it unless you are implying you're stupid. I said,
what the fuck do you mean? This dude telling you the way you're thinking is bad? Bro, shut the fuck up. That's so stupid.
I said, I'm not implying anything. There is a 13-season-long TV series that has been running since the 80s, where the entire thesis is to watch bad movies and have fun. I'm referring to Mystery Science Theater 3000, of course. Reptilian is a bad movie, and I had a good time laughing at it with my friends. It's really not much deeper than that, and that shut him up. He did not respond to me after that.
God, if you're one of those people that fucking argues like that, then you should go talk to a therapist.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
God, get a life. Telling people how they think is bad. That pisses me off.
Yeah,
dude. What the fuck?
And to think.
What a loser. If this is you, by the way, if you're listening to this and you did this, get help.
Oh my God. But to think this was
get help, and I guarantee you have no friends.
The catalyst for this, Brian, was me enjoying Yongari. That was the catalyst for this. Could you imagine getting so pressed over someone enjoying this movie? I know you haven't seen it, but can you imagine that?
I don't know. People die on stupid hills all the time.
I know, but this one's especially stupid. This one was especially stupid.
It just fucking pisses me off when people say thinking that way is bad.
I know, it's stupid.
So, like, do I need your permission, fucking Mr. Virgin 3000 over here? Like, what?
It feels like almost narcissistic. Like, oh, this is the only way. This is the way I think it is, so this is the way it should be. You know, it's... yeah. I don't
Yikes, dude.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Ew.
So yeah,
okay.
Yongari's really fun, and you should go watch it.
And don't talk about it on the internet because people will get mad at you.
I guess don't talk about it on the internet. But the guy who directed it did go on to direct the seminal film D-War.
Oh my God, we're gonna have to cover it someday.
I do want to cover that at some point because that shit was so cool back in the day. I don't know if it holds up. It probably doesn't.
It probably doesn't. I do remember seeing it with my dad. I don't remember what he thought about it.
He probably didn't like it.
Maybe he probably doesn't remember it.
He probably did. He's like, you're gonna ask him about it. He's like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
There is also a solid chance that he fell asleep.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I haven't talked to your dad in years, but like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, he fell asleep to every single Ice Age movie.
I mean, yeah,
it makes sense.
Yeah,
it does make sense, except for the first one. The first one's good.
First one's pretty good. Yeah,
first one's good.
I mean, the second and third are decent as well. I don't think I saw anything after that though. I just like the third one because there's dinosaurs.
I remember like three things from the second movie, and then I don't remember anything from the third movie.
That's fair. Well, the third one had dinosaurs in it though.
Oh,
that is the main reason I remember that movie. Is because it had dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Is that it? We done? Ooh.
Actually, no. I
oh my God.
Just remembered that I finished the main game.
Oh yes,
for Dread,
of course.
So did it. There's two big monsters. There's two different endings, and there's two big monsters at each end of them.
Oh, there's two different monsters at two different endings?
Two different big monsters. And one of them will roam the map later, if depending on the choice you chose.
Okay.
and it's really scary. And when it shows up, I panic every time. And I bought the DLC immediately because I want to play it more, and I'm addicted. And this is the best fucking game ever made, dude.
Ever made.
Not ever made.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably up there with my favorite games, though. It is probably up there with Bloodborne. So it has fucking everything. It is a fishing game, great fishing mechanics. It's got eldritch horror with like terrifying, massive leviathans following you around.
Mm-hmm.
It has a Resident Evil 4 style inventory management system, and it's probably the best that system's ever been done since Resident Evil 4.
That's pretty impressive.
And now in the DLC that I just started, which is the oil rig one, you have a very solid base building system put in.
Okay.
So this game literally has, so far, every system that I enjoy in video games, and I'm gonna keep playing it probably forever. I think, let me see how many hours I have already. And I started playing this last week, by the way. Keep that in mind. I have 30 hours.
Oh my god.
I have 30 fucking hours, and I cannot stop. I was literally playing it before we started recording.
Of course you were. Of course.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure after this, I'm going to move on to Dave the Diver, because I really want to check out that Godzilla DLC.
Because it's not available anymore. If you didn't get it, you're fucked.
Oh my god, it's going to be like one of those rare lost items. Like no one, like people are going to be selling their Steam accounts and shit that has it. Or not. I don't know. I actually don't know how that shit works. That might be against TOS.
Maybe. I don't know. You should try it. Find out.
Yeah, that's no. I do have a PlayStation 4 hard drive that has PT on it.
So do I. I don't know where it is, but I know I have it somewhere.
I also don't know where it is, and there is a solid chance that bitch don't work no more. So, we'll see. Apparently, there's a way to download PT on PC. Like,
really?
Like someone like ported it over to Unreal Engine 5 or something.
Oh, okay.
But I have looked for it and I cannot find it. So
no,
I don't know. Yeah, that's it for me.
Cool. Well, I don't know what the hell we're gonna do next. I haven't thought that far ahead.
Well, we might have another option.
Do we? That
we've been talking about, kind of, that you want to watch for fun, but might be kind of funny just to shit on
yeah, we could do that. Because we were between that and
we already talked about that last time.
We did, yeah. It's Ready Player One.
Ready Player One might do that. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the vibe is like.
We're still gonna watch it. We're still gonna watch it. We'll probably make up our mind after we watch it.
If we have enough to talk about. Because here's the thing.
It might just not have anything to talk about.
Here's the thing, though, Brian. How many negative reviews have we done on this show? Not many.
I guess that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So I feel like we are overdue for a negative review, I think.
I mean, we could also just find something else that is also bad.
True. That. Like Reptilian.
Oh yeah, like Reptilian, that's true.
Or D-War.
I don't know, dude. D-War might still fuck. Who knows?
Well,
maybe it's a hidden gem that no one talks about.
There's only one way to find out, Brian, and we just gotta watch it. That's
buy the movie on Blu-ray and watch it.
Do you think there's a 4K for D-War?
Let me look it up. Look it up right now. D-War 4K. No.
Hold on. I'm going to Blu-ray.com because they're actually a pretty decent. Pretty. They're a pretty good database for this because they.
It is on Prime Video though.
Oh, like to stream for free.
Yep.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, sure is. Oh my god, I'm seeing video of it, and I'm clicking off of it. I gotta wait. It looks like Mortal Kombat 9.
Oh. Yeah, it looks like there's just a Blu-ray. There's no 4K for Dragon Wars D-War yet. Very sad.
Honestly, I think it might be a better option just to watch the movie on like a DVD player, like on a low res TV.
just to get
Just the just to rough, just to sand out the edges, just
yeah. You gotta get you gotta get the experience. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
like how I watched it back in the day.
Exactly.
That one time.
Yeah.
In movie theaters. In Revere, probably.
Probably in Revere. That's where I'm pretty sure that's where I saw it. Rest in peace, that theater.
Oh, maybe we saw it on the same day and we didn't know.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
All right. Well, I think that'll be it. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Twitch and Blue Sky, all at Talking Toku. Did I say
I'll
YouTube?
try to post about it on time.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, we both forgot to post about the Chaos Theory episode.
I was a fucking week late. Some fans we are.
Yeah, I posted on Twitter and Blue Sky, but I totally forgot about Instagram. Yeah, we both forgot about that. Oh well.
Sorry.
Oops.
Okay, bye.
We'll be better next time. But yeah, bye, I guess.
Bye. See ya.